Hello. Welcome to H5C in your community. I'm Dr. Vanessa Rodriguez.
I'm Dr. Tommy Wolf.
And we are here with the lovely women from East Bay Savvy Events. We have Katie Strom and Stephanie Eads with us. Welcome.
Woo!
Thank you.
They are awesome.
I love that I'm getting rubbed on like that.
We're very close here.
So welcome, ladies. So how was your weekend? How did we spend this last couple days?
Oh.
Guess you drank too
Relaxing.
much. You can't remember.
Crickets, right? It is hard to remember, a couple minutes ago.
You have to get in the mood of the weekend, so maybe we need a cocktail for
Oh,
you guys to remember.
We
That
went
would
to
help.
La Pinata, speaking of the weekend.
Yes,
so
we
we
did.
actually did have a cocktail, some margaritas.
We had a birthday
right?
party.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun.
All right. So speaking of birthdays, I celebrated my 31st birthday Saturday.
I thought you looked older.
You know what? I'm 31 now, so I'm definitely more mature. I'm definitely more wise. You know, it's just something that happens. You know. But it was fun. We would celebrate at my roommate in college's bachelor party in San Francisco. So Giants game, then got wild and rowdy. You know.
I mean,
Sounds mature.
Birthday, yeah.
Sounds right.
Sounds mature.
He had to get it out of his system,
Yeah, you know, 30's done, so.
Well, good.
But hey, for any of you out there listening, you want to give us a call. The number is 925-289-2371. You guys call in, ask some questions. Also, if you want to do an online chat, go to radiofusionlatina.com. You can go ahead and chat, ask us a question. We'll be more than happy to answer that for you.
Absolutely. So today is July 15th, 2014, and today in history. What happened today in history, Dr. Wolf?
Well, I don't know if you guys heard of the Ford company that makes cars. You know, it's pretty popular, right? But they sold their they sold their first car today at 1903.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so
I wonder if they had to recall it.
You know what? You know what? It's funny. It's funny looking at it. It was $850. So
Wow.
about the cost of a tune-up these days. You could get a car back in the day. But
It is kind of crazy to think about that, and it's only been a little over 100 years that cars have been around. I feel like, none of us know a time without cars, so I can't imagine the next 100 years what people are going to be driving around in.
Flying cars.
Flying,
you know.
I mean, that's the next step, right?
well, it was so funny. We were at the Clayton. Was it the 4th of July parade, and they had an old car there, and it was literally like a old video game because it kept on bouncing. It was almost like the wheels were like octagons rather than a normal circle, and it just kept on bouncing. So
I think there was
was,
real wood panels on it, like actual wood from like a lumberyard, like part of it. I was like, well, that's probably what they used to look like.
yeah, it only went 30 miles an hour back then. So I mean, you know, if you could run that fast or whatever.
You probably could. I thought it was funny here that they were doing the research. It was saying that it only had about 8 horsepower. So I think there's cars now that are like up to like 400 or 500 horsepower. So yeah, I think you're right. You probably could ride your bike faster than most of these cars, but it was a big deal. I mean, everybody pretty much has a car these days, so it was a great invention. And he had a big business vision, so it's good. We're glad to see, him sticking to his guns.
Yeah. And also, I was looking up today's date, and for all you radio fans, in 1909, Ty Cobb hit 2 inside the park home runs. I'm a baseball fan, so that kind of resonated with me. You look like a big baseball fan, so I really wanted to say that one for Stephanie as well.
I'm not into the history. I like what happened yesterday, like Cespedes winning the
But
home
you
run
can't
derby.
remember the weekend, so we have to go a little farther back.
We got to work on that. But since we are a business, part of the business community, we also always like to give a business tip of the week. So we have an important one. I know every business can't function without having customers. So
Exactly.
getting customers and promoting your business to customers is a huge part of that. So we got a tip. I'm not quite sure what book this is from, but it actually has a lot of good information. So the title is It's Selling, Be Memorable or Step Aside. So to put long story short, it's about you have to make your mark in a positive way that people stand out, or you stand out to people. Basically.
Right, yeah, because we all have products and we all know so much about our products, and if you just come talking to people just with data and all about your product, most likely they're hearing about from 50 other people about the same thing. So you got to do something that's unique. You got to do something that's really touches an emotion, because people remember how they feel, not necessarily what they hear. So some of the things that happened in the past. They have one right here where a guy he sent I'm going to read this right out the script right here, but he sent a bottle of Maker's Mark in a frozen cube, about 300 pound of ice. What is this right here with a ice scraper to one of his clients who he's been trying to get at, and they actually sell the ice scrapers. So
Cool.
that cost him $900, but I mean he got a lot more than that back. So it's just one of those things. So what would you guys say, coming from the East Bay Savvy events? What would you guys say? How do you guys become memorable?
Well, it's funny. We just came from a networking group, and one of the women had a great suggestion. She said, in order to be memorable, tell a story. Really do something that resonates with your customers by connecting to their heartstrings. Because like you said, all of the boring facts, probably they're not going to remember. They're going to tune you out if it seems too salesy. But if you can give them a story or something that really makes them say, wow, I connect with that, then it'll be a lot more powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then that's the thing too, is it has to be, you have to touch something with their emotions. In our office, we'll ask people, this is kind of a side note, but we'll ask people if they ever been in a car accident or trauma, and they don't recognize it, but then later on they say, well, I rolled over 5 times in a car. But if there's no emotional connection to it, you just don't remember it. So some things I was just thinking about is, for one, you just got to be yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you're promoting yourself and you're trying to be like someone else, one, it's not genuine. People are not going to resonate, and you're probably going to attract people you're not really wanting to attract. So some also the things I was just thinking about, just being passionate. How you feel about your product is how you're going to how people are going to notice how you feel, and the law of attraction, you're just going to attract people who want your product.
Absolutely. I have a funny story. Speaking of stories, one of my best friends actually moved up to San Francisco with me a few years ago, and she was in the job market, as many people are these days. And she actually is a liquor sales rep in the city, which is pretty competitive because there's a million restaurants, bars, things like that. But B, she was one of the only females I think she was the only female that applied for the job. It was a predominantly male-run company. So what she did is, after the interview, she could kind of tell he was just kind of passing her along. She sent him a actual card, wrote "Thank you for your time," and it was a card of Wonder Woman flying over a city, and she wrote me on the Wonder Woman and then San Francisco on the city, and she's like, I could do she's very clever, so she had some clever tagline, and he called her back right when he got the letter and ended up hiring her. So it's one of those things. She did something that resonated with her, made the guy laugh, and pretty soon she was known as a girl that sends cards. So she had to send them to she had 4 interviews. I think she had to send them to 4 different people, but it got her the job, and she still works there today and is doing really well. So
yeah,
she's got to find something.
Just those little things, because people are just people. We all have sense of humors, and we all give credit to people who try something outside the box.
Yeah.
And you most likely will get a good response. I was just talking to a business friend of mine, and he was calling this guy to, he just wouldn't call him back. So he ended up having his little kid call him and say, well, how come you don't call my daddy?
Get business.
And it's funny. Whatever, but
That's vicious.
he called back.
Yeah, works.
He's like, my dad's got a real good product that you should see. So,
Depends what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stand out a little bit.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's so many things you can do. It's just being creative and, not being afraid to do it.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to hearing more about your ladies' business. So after this quick commercial, we're going to get into detail all about you guys and what our listeners can learn from it.
Absolutely.
¿Pensando en regresar a la escuela? Descubre la gama de posibilidades que te ofrece la Universidad John F. Kennedy, que celebra 50 años de transformar vidas y comunidades.
Puedes completar tu título de licenciatura en negocios, estudios jurídicos, salud pública, periodismo y psicología, o tus estudios de posgrado. Tenemos becas y ayuda financiera para que apliques este verano y otoño. Contamos con asesores de admisión que hablan español y están disponibles para guiarle a través del proceso de tu solicitud.
Para más información visita www.jfku.edu o llame al 1-800-696-5358. ¿Necesitas asesoramiento con respecto a un caso de inmigración? Nos especializamos en todas las áreas del derecho migratorio. ¿Quieres conseguir tu estadía legal en el país? Solo hay una cosa por hacer. Llama al 415-777-4445. www.kpblawyers.com. Son tus abogados de confianza. Llama al 415-777-4445. Con oficinas en San José, San Francisco, Walnut Creek, Santa Rosa, Napa, Ukiah y Sacramento.
Are you in deportation proceedings? Do you have a friend in jail facing deportation? If the answer is yes, we will find the best avenue for you to obtain legal status in the United States. Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
If you were ever a victim of domestic violence, robbery, or any other violent crime in the United States, and you reported it to the police, you may be eligible for a U visa.
Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
All right, welcome back to H5C in your community. I'm Dr. Vanessa Rodriguez, back with Dr. Tommy Wolf and the lovely women of East Bay Savvy Events who actually are going to tell us all about how they got started and how they met. So who wants to take that away?
Ooh, me, please.
Stephanie Eads, ladies and
We'll go with Stephanie Eads.
I love telling this story because it's kind of mine and Katie's love story, our business love story. So Katie and I actually met at a Wednesday networking event just in the afternoon, and we kind of formed this business friendship. It wasn't ever really let's go out and party and talk about our family. It was very business oriented. We passed tips back and forth with, learning social media and like LinkedIn and Facebook and things like that, and it was very businessy the whole time. And I keep throwing out days because days are important. I want you to realize we met on a Wednesday, then on a Tuesday.
You gotta get the correct time.
I know.
Yeah,
You
and
gotta
I don't
understand.
remember these things, so
Yeah, I do.
That's why you have. That's why you have.
I'm kind
her,
of sad
right?
you don't remember, Katie.
It's not that. No, I'm just kidding. That's why I have you.
On a Tuesday afternoon, we had touch base with each other kind of in the morning and found out that our middle of the day was open, and neither one of us had sales appointments that we needed to be on. And we're like, it's beautiful outside. Why don't we lay by the pool for a couple hours?
Sounds like a
So,
good plan.
mind you, I had a full-time job that I probably should have been at my desk, but I decided to go home and put on my bathing suit and go lay by the pool with Katie. And during that, we discovered that there was kind of a lack in the connecting that we wanted to make, and an event that could help us connect with the people that we were wanting to connect with. So on a Tuesday afternoon, laying by the pool, Katie and I came up with the group East Bay Savvy Women, and ultimately created our company,
That's
East Bay
awesome.
Savvy Events.
Well,
Wow,
that's
that is a match made in heaven.
and it's match made by the
I
poolside.
heart you, Katie Strong.
And you guys had an awesome event just recently, right?
We did.
We did their first one.
Yeah, we had our first women's event. It was really exciting. We had a ton of great vendors. We really love the opportunity to support local businesswomen, small businesses, and entrepreneurs. You were there.
It was awesome.
We just wanted to give women in the community an opportunity to really expose everyone to their services. Sometimes it's hard with advertising budgets being small that you can't always afford something that is, lavish. So we say, for $100 you can have a table showcase, or you can come to our event for $29. So we want it to be accessible to everybody. So we felt it was great and had some good speakers there as well.
And you got another event coming up, even a bigger event, right?
They're all big.
Yeah, they're all big.
Come on.
They're all big. Actually, the next event's going to be really fun. It's the same thing. So we put on a monthly basis the East Bay Savvy Women's Business Expo, and we travel along the 680 corridor, providing a venue to have this event where all these women could come together. So we're targeting different markets along the 680 corridor, because some people who live in Concord don't want to drive to Pleasanton and vice versa.
Right.
So our next event is actually in Sunol, which is just 2 exits past Pleasanton on 680 at Elliston Vineyards, and that one will feature wine, and it's going to be, the property at Elliston Vineyards is gorgeous. So it's a half-day event. It's from 1 until 5. And it's just going to be another day of connecting and empowering and shopping, because who doesn't like to do that?
So, and all these events, are they strictly for women? I know you guys have women events. Do you guys have other events?
Are you feeling left out?
Well, Dr. Wolf, we legally can't say you can't come, but you would feel strange in the room. I'm just saying.
Note saying that you can't go.
You'd probably like it,
Yeah. What guy doesn't want to be surrounded by a bunch of women, right?
Exactly.
Usually that's a lot better on paper than it is in reality.
It's very women oriented. So our speakers are speaking to women. Our vendors are targeted towards women. So men could absolutely come if they're looking to connect with women, could absolutely come, but the content is not targeted towards men.
But we can help men. Another aspect of what we do is East Bay Savvy events. So that's what this business really is we also help the small business owners, solopreneurs plan their events. If they're looking to do something that's client appreciation, maybe team building, they want to do a seminar and they want to bring people in, we'll help with all the logistics of that, because most of them, like yourselves, you're busy with your job, what you do, your practice, and you didn't sign up to be an event planner. So we take that off their shoulders so they can focus on building their business, and then we'll help with all that event planning.
Right on.
I mean, I know I had the opportunity to attend your first event, and it was really awesome. Like you said, not only did you have great vendors that you could walk around and maybe buy something new or just learn about a different business, because there was so many different great businesses there, but you actually got to learn something. And I know just from the aspect of being a woman business owner, it's nice to be surrounded by other like-minded women, especially, because we do have a little bit harder, sorry, since you're the only man here, harder things to work through, and maybe can learn from somebody else that's already done it, or has, you said, good tips for the future. So if you haven't checked their events out, again, their next one is in Sunol at Ellison Vineyards from 1 to 5, and that is, what date is that?
The 24th, so it's next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
And you can also go to eastbaysavvyevents.com, and there's an events tab, and there's a calendar on there that shows all of our upcoming events, and all of the information to get to the links to register are right there on our webpage.
Okay.
And if you guys have any questions, again, the number here is 925-289-2371. And if you want to shoot something on the online, it's radiofusionlatina.com. Go ahead and send a chat. Any questions you have, we'll answer them.
We're going to go on a short break, but we will be right back with the lovely ladies of East Savvy Events and East Bay Savvy Events. And we'll see you soon.
¿Pensando en regresar a la escuela? Descubre la gama de posibilidades que te ofrece la Universidad John F. Kennedy, que celebra 50 años de transformar vidas y comunidades.
Puedes completar tu título de licenciatura en negocios, estudios jurídicos, salud pública, periodismo y psicología, o tus estudios de posgrado. Tenemos becas y ayuda financiera para que apliques este verano y otoño. Contamos con asesores de admisión que hablan español y están disponibles para guiarle a través del proceso de tu solicitud.
Para más información visita www.jfku.edu o llame al 1-800-696-5358. ¿Necesitas asesoramiento con respecto a un caso de inmigración? Nos especializamos en todas las áreas del derecho migratorio. ¿Quieres conseguir tu estadía legal en el país? Solo hay una cosa por hacer. Llama al 415-777-4445. www.kpblawyers.com. Son tus abogados de confianza. Llama al 415-777-4445. Con oficinas en San José, San Francisco, Walnut Creek, Santa Rosa, Napa, Ukiah y Sacramento.
Are you in deportation proceedings? Do you have a friend in jail facing deportation? If the answer is yes, we will find the best avenue for you to obtain legal status in the United States. Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
If you were ever a victim of domestic violence, robbery, or any other violent crime in the United States, and you reported it to the police, you may be eligible for a U visa.
Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
All right, welcome back to H5C in your community. We're here at the Radio Fusion Latina studio with the ladies from East Bay Savvy Events. We have Katie and Stephanie. And we're going to get a little bit more into their business and see what we can learn about them. So if you have any questions for these ladies, please give us a call at 925-289-2371, or you can write in at radiofusionlatina.com. So Dr. Wolf, you want to ask them
So
burning
why did you guys begin, gals?
Thank you.
I don't want to get beat
We
up in this
appreciate
corner
that.
here. I'm outnumbered. So why did you guys start East Bay Savvy Events?
I think for both Stephanie and I, we had this vision that we were always going to be our own boss. And we were going to have our own business. But for a lot of people, I think that risk to step out and do that can be somewhat intimidating.
It's very intimidating.
So taking it on together is something that was comfortable for us, and we had that common passion for what we were doing. And yeah, it's difficult to walk away from a salary and from benefits and from all of these things, but when you really believe in what you're doing, which is us helping out the small business community that we were a part of, it's worth it.
Sure.
And to be our own boss, and being able to work from home a lot of the time doesn't mean we're in our pajamas and sitting around. It's
Not all the time.
only on Mondays and Fridays.
Not all the time.
it kind of means we're working even more than ever before, but because we're passionate about it, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So where do you guys see your business going? What is your big vision for the East Bay Savvy events?
We strategically named our company East Bay Savvy Events because we could always change the East Bay into another location and DBA that out. Awesome. So we envision our company growing, you know, kind of at a
sure
small radius to big radius. The plan is in the next 12 to 24 months to be a bi-coastal company. Right?
Yeah.
So
the New York Savvy Events.
It can absolutely be New York Savvy Events. And there's some reasons behind why it could ultimately be a bi-coastal company. But there's definitely room for growth, and it would entail taking on event directors to replace us planning events in certain areas. So we're looking forward to that process, and we're already putting some of the processes together.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, like, you always hear, like, oh, there's wedding plans for this, event plans for this, but you don't really hear too many just strictly for business. So I know as business owners ourselves, like you said, if we wanted to have a great event, it always helps to have not only an extra hand, but 2 hands that actually know what, well, 4 hands. We each have 2. 4 hands that you guys actually know what you're doing, you know what to look for, and it's just completely geared toward business-minded people. So that's really awesome.
What sort of businesses would you say are looking for East Bay Savvy Events?
You want it?
I think a lot of the smaller business owners, we're not geared towards those large corporate companies that we're going to charge $10,000 to plan their event. I mean, sure, we'll take your money, but we find that there were some people doing that, and they were overpriced for those smaller business owners. So we are very affordable because we're not money motivated. Sure. It's those intrinsic motivators of how can we help. So we've priced our packages so that those small businesses just starting out, maybe they just want to hire us for a ribbon cutting because they really want to get the word out there that they've opened, they're excited. So it's a lot of those smaller companies, and we do help some nonprofits as well and have special packages for working with them, and that's something we're really passionate about.
Right. So you mentioned a ribbon cutting. What other sort of events for, like, say if there's a business owner out there, what sort of other events would you say?
It might be easier to tell you what other events we have coming up, and that could help.
Let's do that.
So, yeah.
It's the same question, just different words.
I know. I'm going to flip the switch on you just a little bit. So coming up, actually next weekend, we have put together an event for one of our clients, Dennis Beckman, and he is actually doing an event called Financial Alignment. And it's targeted towards chiropractors, funny enough.
Well done.
And Dennis is a good guy.
And he is actually going to do a workshop seminar to help those chiropractors figure out if all of their money is being allocated to the right places of their business. So that's one type of event. Now, remember, we don't bring the content. Katie and I are not financial planners. We actually put together the event for him. And then we also have an event called Happy Healthy You, and it's a local nutritionist, Susie Garcia, and she wrote a book, and this is a way for her and her co-author to display what they can do in an all-day workshop. And it's more than just a workshop, it's more of a health fair, and it's going to be at Lafayette Park Hotel on September 20th. So that's coming. And then we have 2 nonprofits. I'll let you talk about them.
Yeah, so for our nonprofits, one of them is for Dream Missions, and that is going to be for raising money for an orphanage that's in Ensenada. And so we're really excited about that one, and because it's in Ensenada, we wanted to go with the theme. We're going to be having it at Tommy T's on August 26th. All the proceeds from the tickets go towards the organization. So it's a fun excuse to get out there, go see the comedy show, have a margarita, it's Taco Tuesday, and feel like you're giving back to a great organization. There's a wonderful lineup of the comedians that is going to be there, and you guys can find that information on Eventbrite, or you can go to our website. We'll be happy to share that information with you.
And what is your website? Just one more time for the listeners so that they can
find us. EastBaySavvyEvents.com. You can find us, East Bay Savvy Women. Our groups are on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Awesome. So look them up. So besides doing wonderful radio shows here, what other things would you recommend for business owners, or do you guys do yourselves to promote their business so that people know you're even around?
Oh, that's a good question. Talk. to everybody and anybody who would listen.
She makes friends with everybody.
Yeah, you
That's
could
good
be
quality
standing
stuff.
in line at the grocery store, find out what that person does, find out if, you guys can be friends. You could be friends with everybody. We do a lot of networking in the area. We're involved in a few different networking groups between the two of us, and keep those relationships going. Don't meet somebody and just be like, oh, I met them, I have their business card, throw them in your business card pile. Develop a relationship. You have a beer, have a glass of wine, go get a coffee, whatever, and build that relationship, because people are going to work with who they know, like, and trust.
Well, great. So leave your information one more time for the website, and so that we can let the lovely listeners get your information, and then we'll take a quick break and get back to it.
Carry on.
You guys can find us at www.eastbaysavvyevents.com, or you can connect with Katie Strom or Stephanie Eads on LinkedIn.
Awesome. So we'll be right back with one short break.
A veces es difícil decir lo que se siente en realidad, por miedo a fallar, o tan solo el demostrar quién eres tú y hacia dónde vas. Y de repente mi inconsciente sale de mí sin ya nada que ocultar, y se me hace imposible actuar bien. En cada momento, en cada instante, siento tu presencia y es solo una ilusión que se mete en mi mente, en cada momento y en cada ocasión. Si no sabes cómo soy, ya no lo intentes averiguar, ni menos preguntar qué es lo que pienso de ti en realidad. Y si no sabes lo que siento, pues nunca fui tu prioridad, y no es justo el decirte que eres tú con la que quiero estar. En cada momento, en cada instante, siento tu presencia y es solo una ilusión que se mete en mi mente, en cada momento y en cada ocasión. Difícil es el aceptar que al despertar ya no estás más. ¿Cómo decirte o cómo explicar que tú para mí ya no existes más? Cada vez que te encuentre, fingiré que no estás presente. Cada vez que te mire, cada momento y en cada ocasión. Ay, mamita, te ves tan rica y tan chula en la cintura. Ay, mami.
Welcome, everybody, to the H5C in the community, Radio Visual Latina. I'm Dr. Tommy Wolf. We got Dr. Vanessa right here, and the ladies from the East Bay Savvy Events, Stephanie Eads and Katie Strom. So, why don't you go ahead and talk about what we got going on, Dr. Vanessa?
I do, but before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out to all the listeners right now, all the way in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada, of course, California. So those of you guys in Richmond, San Francisco, Mill Valley, Concord, what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
Creek.
Yeah, Walnut Creek too. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And so we had a chance to hear all about the lovely East Bay Savvy events so far, and we have a few things in our chiropractic office that we'd like to talk about and share with you guys. So, Dr. Wolf, take it away.
Yeah, so this weekend I was out celebrating with my friends and stuff like that, and there's a couple of them that developed very bad. One is having liver problems, and he's only 33 years old, so very young to be having some sort of dysfunction in the organ, and he developed a cramp in his gut, and to the point where he was bending over, like crunching over. You know, and it was to the point where he didn't even know if he could continue the night with all the guys. You know, this is a big event for one of his best friends. So I was just talking to him and see how he's feeling. And you know what? You know, the doctor came out. And I mean, really, if you put something like that in front of me, I'm going to have to do something about it. So I just evaluated his spine. He had subluxation, was a misalignment in the spine that's putting pressure on the nerves right in his mid-back. So I gave him a chiropractic adjustment, and literally less than 2 minutes, his pain from his cramp went from a 9 down to a 2.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
You're
So-
a miracle worker.
Right, magic hands.
That was only the first adjustment I did that night.
So explain real quick to the listeners the importance of why an adjustment would actually affect organs, and maybe not just the neck aches or the back aches that a lot of people, which we do help with, but a lot of people associate chiropractic with.
Well, yeah, I mean, for example, all the organ systems, every system in your body are controlled by your central nervous system. So if you have any sort of interference to the central nervous system, wherever those nerves go will be affected. And I mean, for them, it was mid to low back, and those nerves are going straight to his gut, straight to the liver. So he had damage to those nerves, and by releasing that interference, the organs can function better again. So by increasing the function of the organ, I mean, literally the pain went from a 9 down to a 2. But it gives you guys an option. You know, if you guys are having some sort of visceral discomfort, and you either tried one approach or the other and has been working, you might want to get your spine checked. It could be a nerve problem.
Yeah, absolutely. The nerves control everything. And I remember you telling me another story about a similar situation that night of someone that you adjusted and helped him out. So why don't you share that?
Well, yeah, another buddy of mine, right? We stepped out of the hotel. We came back in, and we saw him walk in. He was kind of like frantic, and we're like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "I just puked." I'm like, at first I was like, "Oh, be quiet, whatever," you know what I mean? Just kind of blow him off. But then I'm looking at him, and he's got the cold sweat going. I feel his hands are all clammy, you know, like he was serious, and he was literally leaving. So I did the same thing, evaluated his spine. It was around the same area, literally adjusted him. And within a minute, he felt the blood going back to his hands. His cold sweat started going away, and he was able to continue the night. So, I mean, the power of a chiropractic adjustment is so much more, and there's so much it could do for your organ systems. So, if for any condition that you're dealing with, it's always best to get your spine checked.
Right. Yeah. So if you guys are dealing with any, sort of symptom like that, definitely we recommend getting your spine checked. And these are all kinds of things that we love to see in our office. In fact, we're actually expanding our office. We're in the middle of doing that, so we're really excited. Yeah, we're taking. Thank you. We figured there's 2 of us. We might as well do twice the work, right? But just tell them about some of the changes that we're doing in our office.
Yeah, so we're expanding to another office. It's bigger. We painted the wall. Our colors in our office are green, white, and black. So we painted the wall, one of our big walls, to say "Planet Green" to stay earthy and stay natural, right? But yeah, we're very excited. We're painting the walls. We're just so excited about it. It's gonna be so much more room. We can help more people, and it's really putting our flavor on our business.
Is it in the same location, or are you
yes,
moving?
It's in the same location, so we actually have the opportunity to share office space with 2 other chiropractors, so we all have our own business inside there, but we are actually expanding into more space within that office, so we're very much looking forward to that. So we'll have a place just that we do all the adjustments and the treatments, and then we'll have a place that we do all the new patient exams and more intimate one-on-one type appointments. So yeah, we're excited about
and
that.
our address is 4180 Treat Boulevard in Concord, Suite A1. So it's right on the corner of Treat and Cowell. There's a 76 gas station that's been there forever, so we're right next to it.
That's our landmark.
And it is the landmark. So we always welcome it. If you're listening now, if you have some sort of spinal issues, give us a call. We'll set up an appointment and mention that you heard us here. You can get yourself some free x-rays if you need them.
Yeah, so our number is 925-759-9722, and you can look at our website at thenewhealthcc.com as well. We actually have one more event that we'd like to talk about that, speaking of putting on events, we are incorporating a new one in our office that we're really excited about. So it's this coming Monday, July 21st, and it's called Dinner with the Doctor. So if you want to explain a little bit more about what we're going to be doing there.
Yeah, this is one of our favorite events. We take out our patients, their friends, their family, and we have a great dinner, and it's a good time where we can meet people, and it's not such a doctor-patient, you get to meet on more of a personal level. We do an amazing health talk, and it's a good way we can get out to the community and have some great food and just have a good time.
So it's at PF Chang's in downtown Walnut Creek. So if you're local and want to have a fun dinner and maybe learn something about your health, we'd love to have you. Again, our number is 925-759-9722. So reach out to us. We'd love to meet you and answer any health questions that you may have as well.
Yeah, we also had an event last week. We did it for a nursing home because, a lot of the the CNAs, they're just picking up people in awkward positions, and they really beat up their bodies, So we got an opportunity. They invited us in. We did a nice lunch and learn talk for them. And, a lot of them, we got some appointments, which was great. But the best thing is now, we talked to them mostly because they're all in the medical community. So they've seen multiple doctors, but a lot of them haven't been introduced to chiropractic yet. So we're really looking forward to helping them out and guiding them along the way of chiropractic lifestyle.
Awesome. So again, we were with the East Bay Savvy Event ladies today. Is there anything you guys would like to say to the listeners before you head out?
Well, we hope you guys can make it out to our next women's event on Thursday, 7/24 at Elliston Vineyards.
And mine is actually to you guys. So I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk about all of your events that you have coming up. And I'm thinking you guys see the benefit of using event marketing to advertise your business. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm flipping the role. I'm taking over as host right now. And I want to know, tell me a little bit about why you chose event marketing as opposed to traditional advertising to
Well,
market.
Event marketing, for me, it's more personal, it's more fun, and you get a better return.
I think too, as a consumer or being a client, let's say, of like if I were to be a client going to one of these events, it's not as like pressure, it's not as direct like, hi, this is my product, come and get it. We try to make it more fun. We give you some information, but we also try to make you laugh and connect with us on a different level. So you get that like personability. So I'm sure you see that and definitely in your events. And sometimes it takes more than one, I guess, hit to make a decision. So
That's very true. I love that you guys said it. I just had to throw it out there. I knew the answer. Our tagline at East Bay Savvy Events is learn to have fun while getting work done. Yes. And that's exactly what we do every single day. And I'm glad you guys take part of that.
I like that. It rhymes.
It does.
We're going to have to join forces pretty soon, it sounds like. Well, thank you again, ladies. It was a pleasure having you. And, best of luck to your business. And we'll definitely send people your way.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
Yeah, of course. So we'll be right back after one quick break, and we'll see you guys soon.
¿Pensando en regresar a la escuela? Descubre la gama de posibilidades que te ofrece la Universidad John F. Kennedy, que celebra 50 años de transformar vidas y comunidades.
Puedes completar tu título de licenciatura en negocios, estudios jurídicos, salud pública, periodismo y psicología, o tus estudios de posgrado. Tenemos becas y ayuda financiera para que apliques este verano y otoño. Contamos con asesores de admisión que hablan español y están disponibles para guiarle a través del proceso de tu solicitud.
Para más información visita www.jfku.edu o llame al 1-800-696-5358. ¿Necesitas asesoramiento con respecto a un caso de inmigración? Nos especializamos en todas las áreas del derecho migratorio. ¿Quieres conseguir tu estadía legal en el país? Solo hay una cosa por hacer. Llama al 415-777-4445. www.kpblawyers.com. Son tus abogados de confianza. Llama al 415-777-4445. Con oficinas en San José, San Francisco, Walnut Creek, Santa Rosa, Napa, Ukiah y Sacramento.
Are you in deportation proceedings? Do you have a friend in jail facing deportation? If the answer is yes, we will find the best avenue for you to obtain legal status in the United States. Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
If you were ever a victim of domestic violence, robbery, or any other violent crime in the United States, and you reported it to the police, you may be eligible for a U visa.
Contact Karosky, Purvis, and Bogue at 415-777-4445 or www.kpblawyers.com.
All right. Welcome back to H5C in your community. I'm Dr. Vanessa Rodriguez. This is Dr. Tommy Wolf.
Hello, hello.
And we own the New Health Chiropractic Center right in Concord, California. And we're actually, since we're here for the H5C, the Hispanic Chamber, we're actually going to mention some of the amazing events that they have coming up.
Awesome events.
Yeah, keep the event theme going since we had the beautiful ladies of East Bay Savvy Events on today. We're going to keep it going and announce what events we have actually in the local Contra Costa County. So if you want to start, Dr. Wolf, with the first one.
Let's see here. All right. So
we have I got it. Don't worry. So we have actually the Legal Affairs for Small Business workshop right in Walnut Creek. It's at the H5C office actually on 1515 Locust Street, and we're gonna have two actually lawyers there that specialize in small business, and they're going to be talking about the differences between an LLC, an S corp, a C corp, all those legal aspects of actually starting your business, and whether you have a partner, if you're just going by yourself, sole proprietorship. It's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30 tonight, actually, at 1515 Locust Street at the H5C location.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for small business owners if you're in for yourself or you got employees. There's a lot of stuff there is to know, and I mean we're gonna check it out as well.
Yeah, we'll be there. So I know it's free for members. If you're not a member, it's very affordable. I think it's only about $5. So please come join us. You can find that information and all these wonderful events at h5c.org. So our next big event that the Hispanic Chamber is promoting is called
the Summer Mega Mixer.
Summer Mega Mixer.
So that's July 16th, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
The Old Homestead. It's 995. Let me get this closer. Loring Avenue, Crockett, California. That's 94525.
Yeah, so some of the communities actually involved at this Summer Mega Mixer out in Crockett is Crockett, El Sobrante, Hercules. We got Martinez, Pinole, Richmond, and Rodeo. So head out there if you want to promote your business. They're going to have raffle prizes, a bunch of food and hors d'oeuvres, snacks like that. Another great way, fun thing to do where you actually get to mingle with people, and who knows, you might just meet your next big business contacts.
Yeah, next power partner or what have you. I remember I went to one of these mega mixers. It was over in Martinez, and they had great food. They had a lot of great energy. People were there having wine. You know, it was a great event to meet people and just get out there. You know, you got to show your face and meet some people. Shake some hands, kiss some babies.
Exactly. The more times you can do that, right, the better off you are. So I know you've all probably heard of speed dating. Well, the H5C kind of adapted that into speed business networking. So it's a speed networking mixer. It's actually a lot of fun. We're looking forward to checking that one out, too.
Yeah, so that's on Wednesday, July 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30. And it is at 3102 Delta Fair Boulevard in Antioch.
Right. Yeah, so that's another one, too, where they have snacks, they have wine, and you just have, like, those few couple minutes to, you know, express your business. So definitely get your elevator pitch down so you can portray exactly what you want in about, I don't know, a few minutes. I don't know how long they time it for, but it definitely is along those speed networking times. So
That sounds like a fun time.
It might be good. We're fast talkers, so we might fit right in on that one. And this next one's kind of special to us, Dr. Wolf. So I don't know if you want to introduce it or not, but.
All right. We got the Health and Wellness Practical Information Series. All right, and this is from 6 to 8 p.m. July 28th. It's 1875 Olympic Boulevard, Suite 105 in Walnut Creek. You can give us a call. It's 925-228-2679.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be speaking at this event. So this one's actually geared towards the vital strategies for healthy aging. So whether it's yourself, you know, you have parents, maybe grandparents that are, I mean, everyone gets a day older, right? So if you can learn amazing tips on how to keep you as young and healthy as possible, definitely come check this out. We're going to actually talk about, our topic is living to 100. And usually when we say that, people are like, live to 100? No way.
Yeah, it's funny because typically people think living to 100 means dependency, more medication, more injuries, more sickness, more disability. But really, the human body was meant to live to 120.
Yeah,
so we're going to show you how you can live to 100 healthy, full of energy, full of vitality, the way we want to live.
Exactly. And we actually have 2 other speakers at that event too. So you'll hear a little bit more about us and how to live to 100. But we're also going to have Dan Walden, who is also going to talk about just nutrition and the supplementation aspect and how you need to, feed your body the right things so that it can function the way it's supposed to. And the last guest we're going to have, is Jeremiah Dees, who he's a personal trainer. So he's going to be talking about, how to move your body as you age so you don't injure yourself and, end up,
Yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, and that's just the way it is. So you're going to have chiropractic, you have nutrition, and you have exercise. And really all of these are 3 things that you need to incorporate in your lifestyle if you want to have the healthiest lifestyle you can have.
Right. So if you're, ready to get in that summer shape, definitely come check this out. We'll have a lot of good information for you. And speaking of summer, actually the Hispanic Chamber is putting on their huge event. I'm not sure if you guys have had a chance to check it out last year or the previous years. I know it's been in Walnut Creek. It's actually got so big out in Walnut Creek that they had to move it to downtown Concord to the Todos Santos Plaza. So that's in August coming up. I know we're going to be there with a booth checking spines and evaluating your posture, and any questions that you may have about your spine. We'll definitely be there to answer your questions.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, and that one takes place on a Saturday, so that's a bigger event. It's August, is it 23rd, I believe? Let me see. Yeah, August 23rd, Saturday. It's going to be a whole day event, and there's going to be tons and tons of people there, vendors, musicians, and it's all geared towards the Latin festival or Latin culture. So you're going to learn something whether you're part of the Latin culture or not. I definitely recommend coming. They have dancers, they have all kinds of fun stuff. So it's very kid friendly. So if you're looking for something very affordable and fun to do on a Saturday with your family, come join us.
Yeah, come hang out at the park.
So I think it's been a pretty successful show so far. What do you think?
Hey, I agree.
Yeah, so thanks again to the East Bay Savvy Events, to Katie Strom and Stephanie Eads. Check them out again at their website at eastbaysavvyevents.com. And also, we want to say thank you again for tuning in. We'll be here 2 weeks from now, every other Tuesday. And our information one more time is the New Health Chiropractic Center. Our telephone number is 925-759-9722. And we're right in Concord, so if you have any questions, definitely give us a call. And, of course, we got to thank the wonderful Radio Fusion Latina and Douglas Lazameta for having us. Douglas, woo! For having us on the show today. And please check out the Hispanic Chamber as well. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks for tuning in.
Alcanzando el cielo en esta habitación, no habrá